Welcome to The Good Ride. I'm James Beastie, and I provide porn for snowboard gear. But it's the kind of porn you can watch in public and not feel weird about. In my hands is the Rome Stollefish 2024. Also, yes, we're bringing the On the Table review back. We had lots of reader requests to do so, and I hope you like it. Now, this was sent to me by Rome for extended demo, and I'm sending it back. This is an honest, objective review for you, the consumer, from an average rider's perspective with extensive gear knowledge. In powder, I wrote it with the Rome Katana and Burton Tourist. On groomers, I wrote it with my Ride Fuse boots and my Union Atlas bindings. Now, this 154 fit my specs pretty well. It would be great in steeper terrain and tighter tree runs, but the 157 would probably be a better fit for me at Mount Bachelor because we have a lot of low angle powder. I need a bigger board there, and we don't have tight trees, so I could definitely size up. You've got a whole new shape. You can see it's a pointy nose. It's got a tail with what seems like a lot less surface area than before. You have a more centered stance location. I'm putting my hands on the reference right here. You're much more centered on board than you were before. So that's kind of new and interesting, but yet the board still feels more turny, a little more surfy despite being centered than the old one did. It's great to have a more centered ride for those who like to get a lot of air and they want more tail for a landing. Then you talk about this camber profile, and you've got a healthy bow of camber that goes from the tail all the way up to about right here, and it transitions up into a touch of early rise, but more of this lift here, this diamond nose. This starts here and kind of goes up into the nose. That makes for a very cool turning experience in soft snow and powder. Overall, it's a very stable ride in most conditions. Then you factor in edge hold. There is nothing going on in terms of disruption. I wouldn't say it's a super hard to icy snow specialist, but it held its edge pretty well in hard snow. So let's talk flex here. This is medium stiff for sure. The nose feels maybe a touch softer. It's got great ollie power. It's pretty easy to butter off the tail, but not the easiest. It takes some work because it is cambered to the tail. The nose is easier to butter, but these lifted sides can be a bit washy on groomers. Not as much in powder though, so that's good. When I got it into uneven snow, I felt like this handled most snow you want to ride from first chair to last chair very well. So when it comes to the turning experience, I felt like I could get this 154 to initiate a turn faster than I could the old 153. I like whatever they're doing to make this turn quicker for being a wide board like this for size 9 boots. When I got this on edge, it's a very good across the groomer to circle carve kind of board. The lift in the front here didn't allow me to drive this as hard as I would like off the front foot. I felt like it got washy there. When I center weighted turns, it was good, but what really lit up for me was engaging this camber in the back foot here and really driving this part of the edge out of the turn. So I would initiate in the front and slowly lean back into the tail and come out. And then this camber had such good spring out of the turn. It's a very lively, fun carving board. I think a lot of people would really enjoy this. You have a pretty decent base here with some good structure. It's not super structured to where it's gonna feel weird in any condition, but it's gonna have decent glide. It wasn't the best base I've tried this year, but it feels like it's a little better than the old Stollefish, and it should be for this price point. Let's talk POW. If you set it all the way back with a 21.75 inch stance width, you can get 3.75 inches back from center of board. So that means you're set up about right here. It doesn't have that sit on top of the snow feel like the old Stollefish did. That felt more like the whole board was on top of the snow. This feels more like the tail's sinking a little more, but the nose is rising up more. So they're different feelings, but they accomplish the same goal. And I like the way this turned through powder. It feels quicker, it feels slashy. So overall, this new shape, the more turny personality, and that slashy, more centered stance kind of ride, I think will work for more riders than the old Stale fish. So I think this is a great solution for a lot of people that want to carve groomers, but also be ready for really deep powder.